It's Wednesday, June 6th, 2018. We're getting closer. T3. Closer. I know you saw the title. Microsoft partners with Nintendo. What? What? Hear me out. Hear me out. Now, Nintendo has been. Now, it's no secret that Phil Spencer, the lead of Microsoft, the gaming part of it, has wanted to partner up with Nintendo. Actually, he wants to partner up with Sony as well. Phil Spencer is one of those people that kind of believes that he should be partnered with everybody. So it's no secret that he wants to partner with Nintendo. It's not any breaking news. Now, Nintendo is thought to be announcing at some point the N64 Classic Edition. Now, we have our NES Classic Edition and we have our Super NES Classic Edition. So the N64 Classic Edition is the next thing. Now, the biggest games, arguably, other than the Mario and Zelda games that were on the N64, were made by Rare. Whether you want to say it was GoldenEye or Conker's Bad Fur Day or Banjo-Kazooie or any of those, arguably most of their biggest titles were done by Rare. Rare was really, really pivotal in that console's success. A lot of classic, great games are a part of that. So why they might partner with Nintendo is because Nintendo probably would love to have a game like, maybe not necessarily Conker's Bad Fur Day, but would like to have maybe some of the classic Banjo-Kazooie games, maybe even GoldenEye, because that would just be, you know, a ton of fun for the 4-player stuff. And even the single-player game was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The controls were a lot clunkier than you would ever think, because, of course, there wasn't twin analogs on the N64 controller. It was just one analog. So why wouldn't Microsoft announce a partnership saying we are going to partner with Nintendo to bring some classic Rare properties to the Nintendo brand? And that may even mean creating sequels to Banjo and Kazooie, and maybe to Conker and some of those, and putting them on the Nintendo Switch, maybe giving them a very retro looking feel. Now, of course, this is all speculation, but I know that Phil Spencer would love to do it. I think with that N64 Classic Edition coming out, it's going to be tough to find 30 great games or 20 great games even if you don't have the Rare branding. I know that Rare released kind of that compilation recently on Microsoft's machines, but just think, what do it mean to have an N64 Classic Edition with some of the great Rare titles from back in the day? So maybe they, of course, won't announce, because Microsoft's press conference is on Sunday. Nintendo's is on Tuesday. So basically what Phil Spencer would say is, we are going to partner with Nintendo, but we are going to let Nintendo tell you what we're going to partner with them on in their press conference, so that they can make the big reveal of the N64 Classic Edition. All Phil Spencer will say is, maybe he'll just sit there and go, we're thinking of partnering with somebody. We're thinking of trying to broaden, our friendships within the industry, and we think we might have the perfect partner. And then maybe the Nintendo logo appears above him, kind of fades in, and then everybody kind of just, is in awe or cheers or whatever, and then it fades back out again, and then he goes on to the next thing. So, and then maybe he'll even be part of Nintendo's press conference to announce the stuff. Now, once again, this is wild speculation, but it's not that far-fetched. Now, let's get into the stuff that's more likely. Gears of War, probably. We might see something on the next Gears of War game. Halo, something with the Halo franchise. Forza Horizon 4, probably a given. So those are ones that we're more than likely to see. A game that we need to see, Crackdown 3. What happened? Where has this thing disappeared to? It all of a sudden went underground. There's even people speculating that it's gone, that it's not actually going to come out because they cannot deliver on the destructible environments that they are promising in a multiplayer, avenue or on a cloud level that they were talking about. So we need to see Crackdown 3. It cannot be radio silent at, this E3. We need to see that it is still there. If it is not there, the rumors of it going away may be very likely. It may fall off the map, and that's a game that a lot of people were excited about when it was announced a few years ago, and then it just kind of went underground. And maybe it's getting retooled. The first two Crackdown games didn't have completely overly destructible environments. They had a lot of destructible environments, but they weren't to the level of Crackdown 3. So maybe they'll scale it back, and they may, pull back expectations a little bit, but they're not going to announce that at an E3. They're not going to sit there and go, that really awesome game that we had where the environments were destructible and everything was just kind of happening within the cloud servers? We're going to scale that back. We're not going to do all that because we can't. So all that big expectations, lower them, please. They're not going to do that at an E3. E3 is not a time to tell people that you're screwing up something or you can't deliver. Now, a game I'd like to see, Fable 4. Playground Games was hiring... Playground Games does the Forza Horizon series for Microsoft already in Turn 10 Studios. So they, I guess, were hiring people who could make RPGs, make open world RPGs. They were hiring people with that kind of experience. Even though they had Lionhead Studios and then shut that down. So, but I still think the Fable brand is a thing. I know I'm still interested in the Fable brand. I liked Fable 3. I know a lot of people didn't, but I didn't like Fable 1, but I loved Fable 2 and I loved Fable 3. I really did. I beat Fable 3, and and I didn't even need cheat codes to do it. So obviously the game could be made easy enough for even me to beat. So I would love to see a Fable 4. That's what I'd like to see. We're not probably likely to see it. If they were just pooling the people to make this game, I doubt they have anything in place other than maybe a splash screen logo or something to throw up that says, Fable 4 is a thing. Oh. But it probably won't be. But I'd like to see it. I'd like to see Fable 4 at Microsoft's press conference for this E3 in 2018. Like I said, we're probably going to see Gears of War, Halo, Forza. Maybe they got it. Maybe they'll announce something for PUBG to kind of give it a boost because Fortnite is killing them. Maybe they, maybe they dabble in that a little bit. Maybe they, try to give that a little bit of a kick in the head. There was another one that was kind of on my mind here, but it's like it kind of went out of my head. Killer Instinct. I don't see anything happening with Killer Instinct at all. But it is just kind of one of those things where Microsoft also needs to announce some exclusives. They need to basically say, look, we've partnered with some people and now we have some exclusives that can compete with Sony. Not talking timed exclusives like Tomb Raider. I'm talking total exclusives that they have that aren't just being developed by their people, but by other companies as well. Maybe get in on that a little bit and kind of, because I think when we look 5-10 years from now, the PlayStation 4, when you look at the PlayStation 4's library compared to the Xbox One's library, PlayStation 4's is going to be very impressive, especially with all of their, exclusives. It's going to be a very impressive library. So, what do you think? What do you think Microsoft will do at E3 this year? Do you think that they'll have a big announcement do you think they'll do something with the HoloLens? Do you think something with Oculus Rift? Maybe they dip a little bit more into VR. I'm not really speculating on that stuff very much. But do you think they'll have more to show on Crackdown 3? Do you think they'll announce something big for PUBG to get it kind of a kickback in the butt and get it maybe to compete a little bit better again with Fortnite? Will they not announce Forza Horizon 4 and instead they've actually gotten a third developer to work on a third Forza game? Because they talked about doing that a long time ago. Will there be Forza Motorsport 7 DLC that I'm still waiting for? Other than just like car packs. So, what do you think? Do you think that any of this stuff is possible? Do you think all this stuff is possible? Would you like to see Microsoft partner with Nintendo? With all that being said, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.